Hi, welcome back. This will be a collective reading because we're dealing with such an intense day today with the Scorpio new moon, with the Mars opposing Pluto. It's just super intense. I just finished watching a movie called The Last King of Scotland, and damn, was it intense. Second night in a row. So there's got to be something. We're moving through an intense period of intense movies, at least for me. Yeah, there was like a real sense of paranoia in that movie, let's just say, and real protectiveness, and just shows you how Mars and Cancer, Mars ruling anger and aggression, Cancer ruling the home front, borders, boundaries, the patriarch can become so aggressive and so deadly, opposing Pluto, the planet of death, right? In Aquarius, or in Capricorn, actually, like conservative values and how dangerous those things can be. And the need to mature so that we're not acting out of a place of insecurity or, um, yeah, really dark movie though. Definitely should be an adult watching it. Anyways, Rebirth. Yeah, Scorpio vibes. Yeah, it's funny we mentioned this today. I like how it's like in a circle like that. Maybe that's something about exiting some kind of circle, rebirthing the cycle of life, right? As we enter a season of death, represented by winter. A long journey. Wow. And that movie was set in Africa, so that's where there are elephants, of course. Um, there could be a real anger right now that you're experiencing in your life in general. Maybe there's some paranoia, Mars rules anger and it's opposing Pluto on a Scorpio new moon. I mean, what else are we supposed to think, even if you don't know astrology? Come on. It's basic math at this point. Sorry, I'm just adjusting my little scarf. Collective. Warning. Yeah, it's almost like exiting a cycle just in time. That's literally what happened in the movie at the end of the movie. I don't want to ruin it, but he barely manages to escape with his freaking life. I mean, it just shows you how like the borders of a country can fall apart and suddenly everything goes just freaking haywire. You know what I mean? So yeah, there was an innocent man in that movie. Maybe there's like a level of innocence that's moving that you're elevating beyond. Like you need to embrace the darker aspects of life. I think we're probably all sensing that right now, especially with such an intensity as the seasons get darker and the nights get longer. Collective, most vital message for the collect. Oh Lord, fortune in the reverse. You could feel like a sense of lack. You could feel like your finances are a bit unstable right now. Self-esteem, addiction. It's like you're trying to break habits, and that's normal. When we go through like rehab or whatever. I don't know. I've never been to rehab, but I assume that even quitting anything like a pattern of any sort, there's always that moment when there's a liminal period of time where you feel at a loss, right? Um, birds could be relevant as well. I'm gonna grab some quick tarot. I mean, it is Scorpio season, so it's never supposed to be light, really, right? So this is when fears. Scorpio elements are paranoia, charm, persuasion, sex, intimacy, darker truths, but definitely trauma, sexual trauma, assault. There was a lot of assault in that movie that I just watched. A lot of really hard to stomach stuff, a little bit. But anyways, coming out of burdens that held us back. So I mean, sometimes you've got to crack a few eggs, right, to make an omelet for long-term security and stability with the Knight of Pentacles here, slowly but surely getting ahead in the future position, making decisions that best serve you in a long-term standpoint, even if it takes temporary sacrifice, right? Nine of Pentacles here, a level of independence and happiness, and but you might have to let go of things to come to this wisdom, right? So collective, let's see, opportunities are endless. 15 in the reverse, so there could be a lot of pride in the world right now, of course. Let's just see 15 in the reverse. Pay attention to how you nourish your mind, body, and spirit because right now you're wobbling around like a newborn calf on its unsteady legs. Yeah. And I mean, Mars can rule the first zodiac sign, Aries, right? The birth of the baby, right? Um, and how the womb is really like where we reincarnate, right? So it's kind of like making something dead alive, right? So perhaps you've been spending too much time distracting yourself on the internet, obsessing over a relationship, or choosing to eat food that's not healthy. Whatever it is, you're being nudged to assess how you're looking after your needs. I mean, Pluto rules addiction sometimes, addictions from trauma or whatever. Remember, the universe has a way of reflecting back to you events and conditions that match how you treat yourself. Cow Spirit reminds you that the universe wants to give you the very best, but it needs you to do your part to participate and nourish your well being. Heed her message, and everything will shift in your favor. It's gonna be about like darker emotions, domestic violence. Yeah, somebody's ego getting triggered, or like a lack of self love, which causes us to act out in ways that are kind of, um, because the opposite polarity of Scorpio is the second house, which is all about self-love. So especially if you're feeling a lot of Scorpio vibes, you could maybe keep in touch with Taurus type vibes at this time could help. I mean, we have like a Taurus full moon, I think mid-November with Uranus conjoining Algol, which is like the demon, the ghoul star. It's very it's like beheading, right? It's the star of the constellation where you see Perseus is holding Medusa's head. I think it's the eye of Medusa. So the eyes of Medusa, what do? They turn things to stone. They end things. They kill things once and for all, right? Medusa was the story of a woman who was, raped, whatever, um, by Neptune, Poseidon, god of the sea, right? So, and we do have Saturn, which rules like kings and such in Pisces, which is ruled by Neptune, like king of the sea, with Neptune and Pisces as well, both going retrograde. And then she turned into a monster because I think it was I don't remember the god, but maybe an Aphrodite or Artemis or something turned Medusa into um, this creature because she was jealous that or something like that, people liked her so much or something like that. So maybe you're feeling a sense of that in some way. Last month we did have the Libra eclipse, I believe, conjoining Lilith, I think, as well at the same time. Don't quote me, but that's very dark energy too. So, anyways, collective messages for the collective. Any other messages you'd like to give to the collective at this time? Yeah, it's like overthrowing the father, right? Yeah, because in the movie I just watched, the king or the president of Uganda called himself like the father of Uganda or something, but killed 300,000 Ugandans or something like that. So yeah, I mean the father in astrology is Saturn, right? And Saturn eats his children because he's threatened they're going to overthrow him. So that's the paranoia coming in, right? So there could be a need to bridge something like bridge the feminine and masculine in a healthier way. You can see how like separated that card has them showing there. And this could be done intuitively or through like embracing like receptivity or embracing the feminine. Like the feminine ways are a lot more passive, they're not active, they're not aggressive. In the movie, the entire movie, he talks about like the president treats this British or Scottish doctor in such a nice way. Well, not really a nice way, he kind of traps him. Yeah. But like it's because of like the doctor's naivety on how politics works in Africa that he thought he was completely fine and safe, and then he's almost, well, it's really gruesome what happens. I had to skip through it, but anyways, he barely escapes with his life. Coming to attack you, wow. I mean, holy hell. I mean, that's what happened too. Stay at home warning. Oh my fucking god. No offense. Like after the movie I watched, I am jittery. Like literally the entire movie, he was like, I want to go home to Scotland. I miss Scotland, but he didn't have a choice in the matter anymore. Ooh, that's something dark. Stay at home if you can, please, because be careful who you trust at this time. Scorpio is such a dark element sometimes, and we are on the Scorpio new moon today, so there's a gateway opening up and shedding, going through trauma, death, rebirth, ashes to phoenix type vibe. So please embody this energy in a healthier way than getting yourself involved in conflict or violence or putting yourself at risk. I don't like to fearmonger, but I don't know. People could be on edge, right? So I don't know. I'm gonna leave this here. Might do some extra collectives or some other stuff, but this got really dark. So please hit like, comment, share, subscribe. But awareness melts away problems. So that's a saying from Dr. Kupali, I think his name is. I'm not sure, but that's so funny. I quoted doctor at the end of this. Okay. Please hit like, comment, share, subscribe. You can get a personal reading by messaging me on Telegram. You can leave a tip through the Buy Me a Coffee link. Thank you. Take care.